Yes, yes. Good morning, everyone. All right, let me tell you what we're going to do today. We're going to play with alcohol ink, for one thing, and a gel plate or a monoprinting plate. I don't subscribe to certain brands, whatever. Any of the jellies, whatever. It's right under here. It's underneath all my paper. We're going to use stencils, and we are going to use alcohol ink, tissue paper, and hand sanitizer, and we're going to make some cool prints. Now, what I think is somewhat different or innovative than what I've seen around with this is most people don't use alcohol ink with more porous papers. Tissue paper is incredibly porous. It just sucks it up. And anyway, I think you can get, look at some of these results, you guys. I think that they're just beautiful. I love the fact that you can use alcohol ink with tissue paper. I did not tear these down because I just wanted you to see what I made just straight out. And I think that they're really pretty. I can't wait to use them in my journals, actually, and or, larger works of art. I like the idea of this very, very much. We're going to see how it responds. I'm using tissue paper, Margaret, tissue paper. And then we'll try deli paper, and then we'll do cleanup pulls with just paper out of my printer. Alcohol ink is pretty much its own animal. There's some subs that are markers, like marker refills that are alcohol markers, and those would probably work okay. But alcohol ink is kind of its own little animal. Hand sanitizer. All right. I just used, this just is what I happened to have on hand. It wasn't anything special. I didn't look for anything special. But I squirted it out. I'm going to put it right here, I think. Okay. So when you lay them down on the hand sanitizers, they just pretty much suck right down on there, okay? So it's pretty nice because you don't have to think too much or do too much to get them in place. And so I'm going to just dribble some alcohol inks over top. I'm starting with the color Willow, and then I'm going to go Supernatural with this one and see Supernatural. This is Slate. And we'll see how this pulls up and see what it looks like. And then we'll do some brights, and we'll try some different stuff and some different papers, because that's what I like to do, right? Right. I know you all agree, huh? And alcohol inks are just a weird little animal. It's like, I don't know who came up with it first. I use mainly the Ranger ones because I love Tim, and he has been so kind to give me a lot of them, and I've even bought more and more because I just love these. And they seem like they last forever. It looks like this little baby container, but truly, I've had the ones I have forever. All right, so now I'm going to take a brayer and just kind of make sure that the alcohol ink is covering everything here, okay? All right, so I think we have it. And then I've got a piece of just white paper over here at the side, and I'm gonna just clean my brayer off with. And it is fantastic to have this. Look at that, copy paper out of my printer. You do a swipe, clean your brayer, and you have just a beautiful little something, 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 right? Nice. Okay, now I'm going to try a pull without removing the stencils, okay? And this is pretty large tissue paper. I'm going to just lay it right down, and you can see it's coming through here. Not a lot of action over here, so I'm going to just pull this up and put a few more dribbles over here to see if I can, I just like to get the mileage out of it, right? Okay, look, and I got a little bit more here, so that's nice. All right. Now, when you pull it up, you know, it is amazing to me what tissue paper will tolerate. And I mean, to me, it's incredible that it will not tear, you know, that you can get it wet with the alcohol ink and it won't tear. I mean, that's pretty darn cool. So now I'm going to remove these. I could probably put them over here and get some more off of them, but I'm trying to move pretty quick here. Now what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna just use the same tissue and get some more of this towards the edges. And I think that the colors are just divine. What I like on this, as you guys probably know because of how I am, is the unpredictability of it. You get like a little bit, a hint of a tree. You get a hint of those branches, and you get a hint of these linear details. And I love that. Love, love, love. Let's try without stencils. I'm gonna put a little bit more hand sanitizer on, okay? This is a lemon scented one, so my papers are all gonna smell really good. And I love using alcohol ink with porous papers. I just think that that's the bomb. I really do. I just love how it looks. Now I'm gonna grab an ally now. This is the gilded color. And you don't wanna use too much of this because this is pretty robust, this color. So I'm gonna put a few droplets on it. And then let's add some yellows. And then I'm probably gonna go back in and add a little bit more of that blue just because I like that too. And you know how the jelly plate is so addicting, right? Or the gel plate or whatever brand it is you're buying. I don't wanna start any competition. Yes, mineral paper works beautifully with any gel plate or any of these mono printing techniques. So that's definitely something to think of. I mean, there are so many different techniques with these plates, but I just wanted today to hone in on one. I'm gonna clean it again over here on my white paper, and I'm gonna put this down in some different directions than what I was doing before. And it's astonishing to me that the tissue does not tear. And look how that added just a little bit more depth. But you can still kind of see my hands through it. So I think that that's a pretty interesting result, right? Let's focus on this guy, this big guy here, because it's such a beautiful stencil. So these are 2 sheets of dry wax paper. Fine, but if you put the hand sanitizer on it first, you can get this kind of strange little extra look where it almost, the ink kind of hovers on the hand sanitizer, and it almost makes like a little, like, you know, like a droplet of water look on it. It's so cool. And I really like that result. I think that that is super, super cool. I'm gonna just put a few on here. See how it's dribbling out like that? That's so pretty. I love that, right? Okay, so I don't even have my stencil down yet. I'm just adding some more colors, and you can probably see how they're pooling out and making these crazy results that I think I might just pull this one straight because it's looking so cool, right? Afterwards, because alcohol ink is reactivated by alcohol. So let's say you take this dirty stencil later and you go to use it and you get alcohol, it would reactivate this and it would come off. So here's what I do. I lay the dirty stencil down over some white copy paper, get some alcohol and clean it onto copy paper so you can be making yet another piece of interesting paper. I think for alcohol ink sitting on a gel plate, it's not really going to dry very fast at all. Now look at that. This is deli paper. And you got the benefit of these blooms on it. So that's quite nice. Quite nice. And there's still some on there. So I'm going to see if I can get some additional colors to come up on this one we made before. Let's try them without. Let's go no hand sanitizer and just take a look here, right? Let's use some brighter colors this time. Not much happened. So here is the difference in the hand sanitizer versus putting the alcohol ink right on it. The hand sanitizer would have allowed the ink to kind of hover a little bit and you could spread it out more. This did not. However, I'm going to say that's a little bit of magic right there. Can you guys, I hope you guys are seeing that little bit of magic part. All right, this is that paint that Ray Missigman swears by, that gloss apple barrel. It's white. I'm going to put some of it down. Now there's still some alcohol ink on the surface here. Let's see what happens. I think this is going to act a little bit like it. Look how the alcohol ink is blending in with this white a little bit, right? Love that. Love that. I mean, I think the point here is to open yourselves up to play and to just get out a bunch of papers, play with them, see what comes up. I'm going to put the tree back down, and I'm going to put a few colors in here. Oh, I had all these other colors I was going to use, and I kind of got going. I kind of got going in a color scheme. Pistachios, this next one. Now look at that, how the white has pulled up some of that pink from the background. That's intriguing to me, right? Really cool. I just think it is such an experimental, fun thing to do, to really push the limits of these products and to see what all they'll do. I mean, love, love, love my mad scientist stuff, right? And let's pull up, oh my, I thought this was going to be ugly, and oh how wrong I was. Wow, you guys. Fun, fun, fun. So try some paint and then dribble some alcohol ink in it. That's pretty cool, right? Let's look at how you can do a cleanup pull, because I know that a lot of people have wondered about this. And here's the way to do it. You can do it with any color paint. So this is pretty much dried down. It's not going to pull up anymore. You could just go ahead and clean this with, you know, your baby wipe, your hand sanitizer, or whatever you might want to clean with. Or you could use tape. This is clear tape. You could put it down and look at that. So this is another way to clean, is to make, I'm going to lay this on top. I'm going to just let it sit on this piece of paper so you can see how pretty that piece of tape is starting to be. So you could clean the whole plate with tape if you wanted. And it's going to lose its ability to pull the paint up after a while, after the tape starts losing its stickiness. All right, so let's do a pull here. I'm going to put a little white. You know what? I wouldn't mind. I know what I'm going to do. I'm going to get a piece of black paper to pull this on because it's so pale. I really want to see the contrast. Okay, so all you do is take any color paint, and brayer it out over the area that you want to clean up. In this case, it's, you know, it's pretty much the whole thing. All right, brayer it over. And you want to brayer it in kind of a thin amount. Like I can still see the underneath there. All right, so then you wait until you think it's ready. And I think this is pretty much ready. So I'm pulling it up right now. And see how it's all coming up? I did this on the black so you'd all be able to see it. I mean, this one is not the most beautiful thing you've ever seen, but I will keep working it, and I'm sure that I will get this to a place that makes me very happy at a point in time in the future. It is that very unpredictable, grungy kind of look. And then here's our tape. Remember our tape. So, I hope you'll have some time to play today and push the limits of the products.
Thanks for watching. StencilGirl would love to spark even more of your creativity with technique videos and more. Just click on the links below and you're all ready to stencil.